There are heartbreaks that fade with time, and then there are heartbreaks that transform a person. This is the story of a young man who was rejected, mocked, and left behind because he had nothing, not even hope it seemed. But 5 years later, everything changed. And the same voice that once told him he would never be good enough called back, begging for a second chance. But his destiny had already moved far beyond her reach. Chidi grew up with nothing but dreams. He wasn't the smartest in school, but he was hardworking. He wasn't from a wealthy home, but he was determined to build one. And when he met Amara, the girl he believed was the love of his life, he thought things were finally aligning. They dated for 2 years. He shared his vision with her, how he wanted to start a business, how he wanted to grow something meaningful, how he wanted to succeed not just for himself, but for both of them. But dreams do not feed hunger, and promises do not pay bills. Amara became impatient. She started comparing him with other men who had cars, men who had apartments, men who had stable incomes. Chidi was still struggling to find a footing. He was still trying to secure a small startup loan. He was still trying to prove himself. Then came the message that shattered him. Chidi, I can't continue like this. You are too broke. You'll never be good enough for the life I want. With that, she left. The breakup crushed him. His confidence shattered. His dreams felt foolish. Even people around him whispered, "What did you expect? Money speaks louder than love." For months, Chidi sank into silence. He avoided friends. He worked any job he could find, cleaning, packing goods, helping in warehouses. But deep inside him was a quiet fire burning. He decided that if life wanted to humiliate him, he would answer back, not with words, but with success. He started studying online business courses. He saved every little he could. He stayed awake nights researching importation and logistics. Slowly, his small hustle turned into something bigger. He found a mentor. He found opportunities. He found direction. The turning point came when he landed a contract with a local store to supply goods monthly. It wasn't a huge contract, but it unlocked doors. More stores reached out. More deals came in. His finances improved. Within 2 years, he registered his company officially. By the 3rd year, he employed 10 staff. By the 4th year, he had offices in 2 states. By the 5th year, he was a recognized supplier in multiple regions. The same Chidi who once couldn't afford transport fare now had employees, assets, savings, and peace. One quiet evening, his phone rang. The name on the screen froze him. Amara. He stared at the phone, wondering why she would call after all these years. Curiosity won, he answered. Her voice was soft, almost rehearsed. Chidi, it's been a long time. I've been hearing about your success. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. He didn't say much. He simply listened. Then she said it. Maybe we can give us another chance. I've missed you. There was a long silence. A silence heavy with memories, shame, hunger, tears, humiliation. And then he replied calmly, Thank you, Amara. But I'm not the same person you left. Not because of the money, but because I finally learned my worth. She tried again. She apologized. She reminded him of what they had. But the door she slammed years ago was no longer open. Chidi had moved on. A week later, Chidi got engaged to someone who stood with him during tough times. Someone who encouraged him when he felt like giving up. Someone who saw potential where others saw nothing. And as he built his new life, he was grateful for the heartbreak that once crushed him, because it pushed him to become something greater. Never underestimate someone because of their current struggles. Rejection hurts, but it can be fuel. Not everyone who starts with you deserves to finish with you. Sometimes heartbreak is not a punishment, it is protection. The best revenge is not anger, but success. Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, remember, your current situation is not your final destination. Keep pushing, keep dreaming, and keep growing. If you want more life-changing stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.